Hey everybody, Ingra Sparkman here from Southbridge Street Live, and I just wanted to let you guys know that we have banded together with CASA, Golden Crescent CASA of Victoria, for their annual backpack drive. Now I know it's summertime, so this is a crazy time to be thinking about school, but for organizations like CASA, they need to gather materials and supplies for children all year long. So this is it for the next couple of weeks. On Southbridge Live, you're going to see that some of my guests will be bringing in backpacks themselves. If you also would like to donate a backpack or school supplies, you can come by our studio at 1102 North William Street, or you can call me at 361-649-1825, and I'll be happy to come by, pick up backpacks and supplies to help support our local Golden Crescent CASA. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining me on another edition of Southbridge Street Live. Now, I will say, I wanted to remind everyone that tomorrow from 10 to 4 p.m., Providence and Prosperity is going to have their health fair that's going to be located on Crestwood at the C3 Church. Today I have with me my friend Joy. Thank you so much, by the way, for participating in the CASA backpack. And she's here today to talk to us about Confident Women of the Crossroads, which is phenomenal. And then you just said something to me off camera that blew me away, which is that you're live all day long on 5 different media sources. So
yes.
Anyway, thank you so much for coming. It's so nice to see
you
and to be able to visit with you and get to know you live.
All righty.
All right, so let's talk about Confident Women of the Crossroads. What inspired you to create this entity?
Well, I started it for me. Mm-hmm. Like, it's more like I had all my friends come on. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to post this. Basically, I needed to walk and lose weight and get off some. I think when you carry weight, mm-hmm. sometimes it's a reflection of your emotional state.
Oh, absolutely.
So
mm-hmm.
if I said it on a live feed, I had to do it.
Right.
So I started walking a lot.
So this was started off as more of a challenge.
It was my therapy.
If you were to do this, you were going to post it live.
Yes.
And keep you accountable.
Yes.
Wow.
Because I really believe if I say something in public where
mm-hmm.
a lot of people can hear it and then you don't do it,
sure.
There's that. I get guilt. I don't care what it is. If I say I'm going to go live at 3 and it's 3:30, then I feel a little guilty that I'm 30 minutes late. Mm-hmm. So I started walking and posting and started doing a lot of fitness things, and mm-hmm. I didn't know anything about fitness at all. And so I started, okay, y'all, how do you do squats? I'm doing squats and my butt does not burn, so apparently I'm not doing them right. Can someone else go live and do a squat so I can see what I'm doing wrong? And so then we started talking about meal prepping and food, and I started thriving and talking a lot and learning a lot of information. Mm-hmm. I'm very research oriented. I don't like to speak on anything in my classroom, in my life, anywhere, if I haven't researched it to make sure it's correct.
Because you are a teacher.
Yes.
Yes. So by profession.
Yes. So if you talk to a parent and I want to give a parent advice, I need
mm-hmm.
to make sure I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
So I took that over to the Confident Women, and I just started researching and watching documentaries, and I'm like, mm-hmm. oh my gosh, did y'all know there's gluten in your makeup? I couldn't believe there was gluten in the makeup. And
I did not know that.
Yes, and
wow.
it can cause major health problems if mm-hmm. you're wearing makeup with gluten in it. So I just started, and then that would lead to, mm-hmm. I'd be like, does anybody have a question? I'll research it. And so then sometimes people would question me. Sometimes I listen to motivation every day mm-hmm. for hours. I get up at about 3:30 in the morning and listen mm-hmm. to motivation for about 2 hours.
I want you to stop right there, because I've been reading a lot about this. So I read that people who want to make a significant spiritual change mm-hmm. in their life, one of the things that they need to do is wake up earlier.
Yes.
Is that a part of a theory or a part of something that you read that you wanted to incorporate in your life?
In listening to motivation, I listen to a wide variety of people.
Okay. Give me some examples.
Les Brown, Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, Rick Warren, TJ Leaks, Abraham Hicks, like the list goes on. And I always pray before I get up. I'm like, okay, God, whoever pops up on my YouTube, because YouTube after a while just starts notifying you of what you need. And so I'll kind of go like this, and wherever it stops, wherever that scroll stops, I'm like, okay, God, I'm listening to whatever this is today.
Wow.
So,
you use that.
One of the things they say is that 5 o'clock a.m. is the hour of champions. So if you are training, and that The Rock talks about this, Will Smith talks about it, 5 a.m. is the hour of champions. You want to get up, you want to be training, you need to be up by 5 a.m. So that you can go to your job, so that you can utilize your 24 hours. And then I heard that 4 a.m. is the hour of millionaires. So I thought 3 a.m. ought to be extra good. So I thought, well, I want to get up at 3 a.m. So I try. It doesn't always happen. Around 3:30 to get up, and I start listening. I try to mix it up. Some godly motivation, some spiritual motivation.
So I'm going to tell you something, and something that I've read, and when we are done with this interview, I'll look it up for you, that 3 o'clock is the hour of God.
Oh, wow.
And that most of the time, God is going to speak to you in the early morning hours at about 3. So there you go.
There you go.
So there you
That's
have
cool.
it. Yeah. So, but what led to this? I mean, I understand weight loss. Okay, so where did you start off, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I started off way before I went on a Confident Women, because I would not have gone on Confident Women at the weight I was at.
Which was?
I don't know. The biggest size I would buy was a size 24. So, but that was the biggest I would buy. And that was whatever had stretch.
Right.
Or my ex-husband was a very big man, so I'd wear his shirts and sweatpants, or back in the day when they had those little outfits that were painted that stretched. So anything that stretched. So that was my big size. And then I had lost some weight, yo, back and forth, you know, and then I started thriving. And
so that thriving, what do you think was the tipping point to that?
To taking it,
to saying once and for all, I'm going to make this a lifestyle, the lifestyle of diet and exercise.
Well, I had this friend, her name is Nikki, and she was posting all the time, and she was freaking happy all the damn time. And it was annoying. It annoyed me. I'm like, no one's life is this dang perfect. Like, what are you doing? It kind of pissed me off. And so I finally messaged her one day, and I'm like, what's going on? Why are you happy all the time? You got a new car, you got a new house, your relationship is perfect.
Yes.
Y'all look like, you know, the photos in the dang picture frames. And so she started telling me about it. So once I took it, I just felt...
Told you about what?
Told me about the Thrive.
Okay.
And it's just a vitamin system.
Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. I thought you were using that as the spiritual word, Thrive, but you're actually talking about a true...
Yes.
Okay.
And then once she talked to me about it, I was like, that's a scheme or a scam or something. And then at that time, I had just started going back to church, because I didn't like to go alone. But I did. And like in every sermon, in every... Like KSBJ, like they had this song at that time. We were made to thrive. We were made to do more than just survive. And the minister's talking about it. And then I'm on another page that a friend of mine runs, and people were posting Thrive verses, and I was like, okay, this is a sign. So in that journey, all of a sudden, my friend said it best yesterday. She's like, it's like your life is in black and white, and then you take it, and everything, like you're like, oh, shoot, there's color in the world, you know? So you wake up, and when I did that, I just started, Nikki would be like, okay, go stand in front of the mirror and tell yourself you're beautiful. And I'm like, okay. So I did that for a while, and then my son walked in, and he's like, Mom, what are you doing? And I was like, okay. I was like, never mind, I'm not going to do this. It's weird. But I did, she would give me some direction, and one of the directions was the motivation. And so after I started listening to it, I was like, well, maybe if I needed this, somebody else might need it too. So that's really what built the Confident Women, is my journey. And then as I was starting that journey, I was really starting to get into, and at that time I got up at 5. I didn't get up at 3 like I do now. Every year I think I get up an hour earlier.
Oh Lord! So,
So,
just in a couple of years, I'll be like, as
I
I'm
won't
going to
sleep.
bed at midnight, I can call you and be like, "Hey, good morning, good morning, Joy."
Yeah, I'll just be getting up. Hey, y'all go to bed. I'm getting up. So that's just kind of what started it. And then things came up and people would need help with different situations. I worked at Midcoast. I had someone message me, hey, I'm going through this. And I'm like, hey, I worked at Midcoast. They have a shelter for battered women.
Oh, you did work for Midcoast.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, let's get you in there. Here's who you need to call. I can't do it. You have to do it. This is your step. This is your sign. So just as things pop up, I'm like, hey, someone needs this. Let's do this. Or right now we're doing T-shirt sales for Lighthouse for the Youth Foundation. So everybody that buys a $25 T-shirt, my friend Debbie Ramirez, who makes amazing shirts for me all the time, she cut the price to basically nothing.
Right.
She has to cover herself. And then we're going to take the difference and donate it to them. And we'll do that through the end of July.
Oh wow.
And every Wednesday, usually I start at the beginning of June, but I'm teaching summer school. So starting next week, we have a Wellness Wednesday giveaway. So people who are boss babes or trying to get their products out, and I don't care if it's a different supplement than what I take, that's not my,
Right. That's not your edge. Yeah.
no,
That's not your deal.
I'm just here to support women. And if we can get their names out or their products out or their services out, then that's what we want to do.
And this is Wednesday coming
Wednesday
up?
morning, I post a
The date?
meme every Wednesday morning.
Oh, every Wednesday morning.
Till I go back to school.
Oh wow. Okay, so how does it work?
So
every
you
Wednesday-
come on the page and I'll post like a meme. One time I posted about meal prep, and then whoever replied with whatever. Sometimes it's just an answer to a question. Sometimes I'll say, okay, I need a recipe. Show me what your meal prep is. Then whoever answers, their name goes into a random spinner, and we pick.
Oh, that's so fun.
And then that person gets a prize. We've given out Unique Makeup. We've given out Thrive. This year we have Pure Romance.
What spinner? Do you go live when you do the spinner?
I can't figure out how to put the spinner on my live. So sometimes I'm like on the tablet with my phone. Can y'all see that? It really is that person's name. Sometimes I just put
that.
names in a container and I'm
Yes.
like, okay, y'all can see this. Let me pull a name.
I love that.
So
that's awesome.
just to get people, you know, we as women need to be reliant on ourselves. So it's always good to have second income in case your first income.
Not so much, yeah.
Yeah.
Like teachers, I'm just
Yeah.
saying. Okay, yes, as I know, as a former teacher, I understand.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So
What do you want to accomplish with this page?
I just want to grow it.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, I'm not going to cry.
You're not going to cry because we established there's only one tissue
One
in this
tissue,
whole
that's
joint.
it.
You want to grow it. You want to be able to help, to reach out to women, to inspire them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, you're going to make me cry.
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm gonna walk you through this because you're lovely, and it's okay to cry because what you're doing is important. What you're doing is incredible for the community.
Well, thank you.
Well, you're very welcome. So, going back to something fun.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's do meal prep because
Okay.
that's one of the craziest things that I mean for me it's so labor intense. What's the worst idea for meal prep?
Oh.
Because let me tell you that tuna for the week was a bad idea.
Oh, see, I did tuna for a week.
Did you really? Well, I did
Yes.
tuna for a week. I prepped it. I put it in the container. And then by Friday, it was like real mushy because I added so much stuff to it.
Well, usually I only do like 3 or 4 days of something, but I'll make like 3 or 4 different things. Like maybe I have chicken with some beans, but I have more than one person to prep for. And so this is I can take it to work. I don't have to stop at my frozen
Who all do
dinner.
you prep for?
My son and my boyfriend.
Oh, really? So they're all dieting.
Well,
Or they're at least eating healthy.
my son eats what he likes out of it. And then he goes and makes ramen noodles to go with it or some mac and cheese.
But he's a boy. He's
Yeah.
young. He's got time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
So
but-
you meal prep for everybody.
yeah.
Do
And
you-
I don't do it every week. You know, I broke my leg and I'm still supposed to be in a wheelchair. But anyway.
How did you break your leg?
I was walking.
Oh my goodness. Don't you hate when that happens?
I was just walking into the school, actually. I typically fall a lot.
Uh-huh.
So
Well, you're in good company, honey, because I do that all the time too.
I fractured my nose eating an olive last year in my kitchen.
Really?
Yep.
I've never broken anything, knock on.
I
Where's
turned to
some wood?
eat it and slipped. I don't even know what. There was nothing on the floor.
Uh-huh.
Just God's grace. And
Yeah.
I saw the cabinet coming at my face, so I turned my head, landed on my nose. I said,
Joy, I'll be walking
we
and then
go.
all of a sudden I'll be on the ground and I'll just be like, what just happened?
Yeah.
What just
Oh.
happened?
Yeah.
And you would think at 5'2", right? Like I'm short and stout, so I would have like a good center of gravity, and I'm like, is this core? What's going on? But it's almost always. I'm gonna just taboo myself. I'm gonna be knocking on wood all day long. It's always something where it's really important, like somebody's graduation, or I'm gonna be speaking at an event or something. But never broken a bone. So you broke your leg.
Well, I fractured my ankle.
Fractured your ankle. Okay.
I gave myself severe tendonitis, and they think I have messed up the ligaments to my toes because it's very swollen.
Right.
So, yeah, that would be me.
But you're wearing cute shoes. See, let's go.
Yeah.
Show. You got to show them. Come on now.
I do have tennis shoes out in the car because I'm supposed to be in them.
But you stayed true to the course of your exercise regimen
Yes.
because that is important to you.
Yes.
And you made it important. You made it a lifestyle change.
Yes.
And that's kind of where I want to kind of go back to, because I'm assuming that you recovered. Okay. So I'm going to go back to what is it that you think for women and men? What is the momentum that they need? What is the thing that needs to happen that they say, I've got to make a change in my life, but then they keep continuing to do the same things over and over and over? What do you think that tipping point is?
Well, they say that you tolerate anything in life until you hate it. So until you get to a point of hating something, you won't fix it.
Right.
So some people just have to get to that point. For me, I just was like, God. And then I look at pictures now and I'm like, I knew I was big, but now I'm like, I didn't know I was that big,
Right.
you know? And I look back, I'm like, no wonder I was so unhappy. Like nothing cute could fit me at all. So I think that you just have to determine how you want your life. Do you want to continue with how things are? Are you content, or are you ready for a change? And a lot of people, even when they're given an opportunity to change, don't change. There's always some excuse why they couldn't do
And
it.
this is a very personal thing because on some terms, right, for some people, to just love themselves the way that they are,
Yeah.
and the way that they are, is perfectly acceptable. It's
Yes.
just to learning to love yourself. But you felt personally that you wanted to make a change in your life.
I came home every day and fell asleep. And I worked, very probably not typical hours, although we know teachers work a lot of hours.
Sure.
But I have clocked in over 100 hours in a week.
Wow.
So I work a lot. I'm very, I have to have everything. I overcompensate for things by working more. And I came home every day and I was so tired and I took naps and I just basically felt like crap every day. And I'm like, okay, I can't, this sucks. I can't keep feeling like crap every day. Like something's got to give. And so for me, when dealing with Nikki and having her talk to me, that was my turning point. I was like, I could be happy like that. Why can't I be happy like that? And I was content being a pessimist. I was fine with it. I just thought, I always said, I'm just one of those sad people. I'm okay with that. And now I'm like, God, that was stupid. You know, so once I started getting into what she was into, and once I felt better, I wake up now in the mornings, I don't set an alarm. I can get up I can't sleep late. My body doesn't let me sleep late. And if I don't do something productive, or I'm not moving, I'm not trying to go walk, which I think is the best way. That is the best way. When you walk and you walk alone, you have no other choice but to listen to you. So if you walk with a friend, you're talking about usually gossip. But when you walk with yourself, that's it. It's you talking to you. And when you're walking I used to walk the trail alone in the dark, which was not the safest thing to do. But there's no one out there. And when you start getting nervous, I ran into a skunk once. When you start getting nervous about what's on that trail or what could come out of those bushes or something, you're going to talk to yourself, and you got to keep talking to yourself and to keep going. And
I see.
It's therapy. So,
how do you utilize your Facebook page now? Do people come to you that might need advice and help? Are you willing to give that?
yes, and I'm working on my LC certificate because so many people were messaging me, and they were like,
What's an LC?
A life coach.
Okay.
And so
I know that, but I just wanted to make sure that we kind of clarified
Yeah.
so that you're working towards becoming a life coach.
Yeah, and they would message me and be like, "Are you a life coach or something?" And I'd be like, "No, I just research. I need to research.
Right.
I need to know everything. If I'm going to speak to you about something, I need to know it." And they're like, "So you're not a life coach?" And I'm like, "Well, no, not really." And so many people kept asking me, and they would ask me for my advice, even after I said, "No, I'm not a life coach at all. I mean, I'm just a normal person, did a bunch of dumb stuff, and I'm where I am now, and that's it." And so I do have people that'll ask advice, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I made that decision a long time. Let me stop you before you get into that boat." And because I worked at Midcoast and because I'm a teacher, we have the ability to get resources and know about resources that a lot of people don't know about. You know, Midcoast opened a door for me. I mean, there's places in town where you can get free counseling. Well, I didn't know that. And I'm going to guess that most people don't know.
Where do you get free counseling?
The Texas Children's, I'm going to say it wrong, Texas Children's Center. It's over behind where the Islamic Center is, or right behind there. You can go in there and they do Christian counseling for free.
That's amazing. So I'm going to ask you something a little bit different because I know that people are going to ask me, tell me about this patch that you're wearing.
This is one of the Thrive patches.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you get vitamins in your body
I have never seen that before.
24 hours a day.
Wow.
So you take the capsules, you drink a lifestyle mix, and that keeps your gut clean. Capsules give you energy, and then this just keeps feeding your body all day. And they have different
so
ones.
This is a system? Okay, because I don't normally do like a sales thing, but so let me ask you about this.
Yes,
I've
because
never
everybody
seen it.
asks, is that a
Right.
Nicoderm patch? Is that a painkiller patch?
You know what I was,
Yeah.
it's like a pregnancy prevention.
Yes,
you know,
like,
I'm
what is that?
Wow, she just wears that proudly on her sleeve.
Yes. I was out one night and someone goes, "I've never seen Band-Aids like that." I was like, and the patch I had on was really big. I was like, "Man, you must have think I just sliced my arm right off.
I love
it was
that.
big."
Yeah.
So that's
Thank
that's
Lord
what
you
it
can
is.
put it there, but not like across your forehead or something. Would you?
Oh Lord.
I'm just teasing. So where do you find Thrive?
You have to buy it through an independent promoter.
Okay.
So
But this is something that you really believe in. I mean, you wear the patch
Yes.
proudly every day.
yes,
I love that.
if I'm at an event and wearing evening gowns, I'm still gonna have and I'll find the matches. They have black ones, they got white ones, they got ones with color on them.
You match it with
I
your
buy
outfit.
every single
Joy,
patch
I
they
love
have.
that. That is hilarious.
I'm like, what am I gonna wear today? Well, this one has the most white, but I did have some blue ones. So I had this whole discussion, which patch would go best, and I'm like, no, white. The white one's a little classier.
I love it.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself in 10 years?
I just hope to grow my page. So I don't want to make money off of it. I know that if people have asked me, do you get paid for that page? I'm like, oh, you can get paid for a page? Like, no, I just want to help people. I mean, I think
Right.
that as teachers, we don't become teachers to get paid because obviously
Right.
we don't.
But you have a servant's heart.
Yeah.
And this is something that you want for your page to
Yeah.
continue to grow. So how can the community best support you is to go on to Confident
Just-
Women of the Crossroads.
Yes, ladies only, sorry. And if
Yeah.
you're on a joint page with your husband, I won't accept you. And I know but I had someone that wanted to join, and I'm like, but is your husband, does he actively get onto your Facebook? Well, not very often. I said, but he might. And we talk about
Girl stuff.
every woman issue that you may have.
Okay.
So-
All right. So that is good to know. Absolutely good to know. Well, I wish you all
Thank you,
of
thank
the
you.
luck in the world.
Thank you.
And I'm so excited that you've come here to join me today. And it was great to finally get to know you. I'm glad that you did it live. See? You did it. You did great.
Oh, Lord.
You didn't even need a single tissue. You did awesome. Thank you, Joy, so much for coming on today.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Happy Friday again for watching Southbridge Street Live.